What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about Litecoin today. Some good old LTC. This one comes to us at the request of Cashies. Cashies, this one's for you. This one's for everybody who's watching, but thank you for the request. We're doing this because of you today. So, looking at it, we are in a nice little uptrend. Looking at it on the weekly, right? You've got this. I mean, it's undeniable. You've got these like higher lows forming, right? I guess we could take this back even. Higher lows, you've got your higher highs. You are definitely in some form of an uptrend. It might even be a channel to some degree, which is good. It's nice to see. I doubt that you go too much too much lower than this trend line. You could, but I doubt that you do. Something that I don't necessarily like, that's not necessarily encouraging, is you moved. It does kind of look like you moved down, and now you're having a consolidation up, which would mean that you would go lower. But it's kind of a long consolidation phase if it's based off of this move. So I don't know. Maybe disregard that. If we were to break out of this range, if we were to break this nice little uptrend that we have, if we were to break out of it, I doubt that we go lower than this low. We might go around $50 to $60, something like that. But I don't know. I don't know if that's even in the cards. So let's just look at this. Okay, on the monthly, right now we have 6 days, 4 hours left on the monthly. And to be fair, at the moment we are presenting a bearish engulfing candle. So that scenario I just laid out, where we do break this uptrend and have a higher low, still bullish. That is possible. That is completely possible. Let's see here. I don't know if we've got anything to compare that to. I don't know. Nothing really that I would compare it to, honestly. This does kind of look like a consolidation range, and that's the range, and that's the only reason I'm bringing that up. If this month closes here or lower, we are breaking back below the 50, which means we were below the 50, got above it for 1 month, and then the next month we rejected it. That would not be a good look. That would imply that we still have lower to go. We do not have to go to the oversold zone on the monthly. We've never done it before. We could do it, but I doubt that we would do that. In fact, I would think we'd have a higher low overall on the monthly RSI, just as we would have a higher low in the price. Where we would likely go if we were to close this month bearishly, again, I would think that we would probably break out of this upward trend that we have. We could go down to $77 and hold that area. That's at the 382. That's totally possible, and even I would say even likely. But we could go lower. We could go to $60, which is the 618, and we could go to the 0.69, which is also pretty common, right? You don't generally, when you find support on the 618, you actually go a little bit below it. Then you come up in that same bar and you close above the 618. You find support on a closing basis, but not on a wicking basis. At times you can find support on a wicking basis. You can literally bounce right off of it, but that's not my general expectation most times. And at the moment, too, if you were to close here or lower, you're closing below this 236, I would think at least you'd want to go to $77. But you could inevitably go lower. You could go to around $55 to $60 for sure. That could happen, especially with a bearish engulfing candle, especially with getting above the 50, presenting a bullish look, and then just rejecting it immediately as soon as you got it. But you still are. What is going on here? Okay. You still are having higher lows, and you still are having higher highs. So until you break that structure, it's not completely bad. It's not completely condemning. Over here on this month, you had a bearish engulfing candle. It looked like a bearish engulfing candle, right, for a second. But then you came all the way back up and you ate it up. So here, you had a bearish engulfing candle, but then you ate it up. So in the next week, could Litecoin pump 18% in a week? It could. It really could. It's pumped 18% in less than a day before. So it could come back up. It wouldn't take much. 18% isn't a small move, especially for recently, but it's possible. It could definitely do that. And to figure out if it's going to do that, let's look at the shorter term time frames. They're the smaller time frames other than a month there. Looking at the weekly, it does kind of look like it had a little top, right? Let's see. You couldn't even get to the 1272. You are holding the 618 as support right now. I would say that as long as you're holding the 618, as long as you don't break this level here at about 87.9, around $88, as long as you don't break that, likely you will continue to go higher, likely. But if you do break this, I would think that you might, in fact, inevitably see extensions off of this move here, which would be which would bring you down to around, again, around $62 to $58, maybe even $52. So somewhere in that kind of area, which matches up with what I was saying before. You do have a somewhat neutral RSI. It's just been ping-ponging around. You get into the bullish area of control, you reject it. You get into the bullish area of control and you reject it. You were overbought here, sure, but you had bearish divergence, sent you down. You haven't been promoting weak readings in the RSI, which is good, but maybe you're overdue for that. Maybe, it is neutral. You've tried to show strength and you just haven't been able to pull it off. So maybe you do try to show weakness, and same thing, don't pull it off. But these weaker readings down here would imply lower moves to the downside. And again, I would think that if we were to break this, where is it? Where are you? This 618 here, especially closing it on a weekly basis, I think if we close below $88 on a weekly basis, that would not be encouraging for the immediate term. It's nothing to say on the long term, you guys. Long term, I think this thing is going to go to new all-time highs, right? Its current all-time highs are at $420, somewhere around there. I would think, and let's see even. Yeah, look, the 382 down here is at $68. The 236 is at $43. I doubt you go to the 236, but maybe you break below this 382 again. Maybe that happens. Maybe you go to where you closed over here, and that's right at $60. That's not totally bad, not uncommon. Ultimately, I do think you're going to see extensions off of this overall range, which at a minimum would promote a price of $935, potentially $2,600, $2,580, with the potential still to go higher than that. Yes, these numbers are possible. They definitely are possible. I wonder. Nothing really. I can't really see anything on there. Let's see. Maybe if we go off of this guy, top to bottom. You tipped the 1618 before right here. If we were to take this one top to bottom, you tip the 2272. So this thing does like going deeper than the 1272, which is encouraging. So a $2,500 Litecoin, I would say, has a decent chance. Definitely above $1,000, I would say has a very good chance in the long term. By the end of this bull cycle, I would be surprised if we held this all-time high for a third time. I would be surprised, but it could happen. We don't have to go to new all-time highs, but I do think that it's going to happen. But again, just to bring us back down to earth, in the immediate term, I do think we're bearish. I do think we're going down, likely somewhere around $50 to $60, somewhere in there. Kind of like XRP, right? With its like 64 to 57 cents area. I don't know. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, this is an important fib to watch too on the daily. Just like I was saying on the weekly, if we were to close below 88. On the daily, if we close below 84, that would be pretty convincing to me that we will go to $63 to $54, somewhere in that range, which this lines up with the exact same stuff that I've been saying for 62 to 52. Same thing. It's in the same range. So that makes sense to me. I do think we go lower on the daily. The RSI looks weak. It actually looks weak. You're in a downtrend in the RSI. You rejected the 50 area. You rejected the bullish control zone. I think this wants to get oversold, and when you get oversold, you see some of your bigger moves. So as big as these candles have been, I don't think we've seen the worst of it yet. I do think we go lower, but do we go lower than this low back here? Do we go lower than $40? No, I don't think so. Do we go lower than $60? I think it's possible. I think it is possible. Do we go lower than $50? I don't think that's as likely. It is possible, but I don't think that's as likely. And especially, I don't think we take out this low here. So wherever it goes from here, I'll keep you guys in mind, and I will try to keep you up to date on this thing. But it is possible. It is completely possible that we break out of this kind of ascending range we have a little fake breakout to the downside, get everybody scared that, oh no, it's done, Litecoin's not going to do well, and then it goes back up. This does look like some form of upward sloping consolidation, and generally when you have upward sloping consolidation after having a downward move overall, you likely do see a break to the downside. You don't have to, but you likely do. Rejecting the purple line over here, sure. You're looking like you want to get below this purple line here. You are slightly above the 50, I guess. You're like right at it, so it really wouldn't take much to go below. But it looks like Litecoin doesn't really respect this this like whole setup anyway, so I wouldn't put too much weight on that. Yeah, if I had to closing statements, have this like in a more concise kind of thought. I think that Litecoin's going down. Likely we'll see a price anywhere from like $63 to $50, somewhere in that range. It's a little bit of a bigger range, but I do think that we go down with hope. With hope, y'all. There is hope that we could hold about $74. There is hope for that, and I don't really know if I like that, because based on a fib basis off of this most recent move, you know, if we go below the 618, I would think that we go to these extensions. It does depend on how we act with this. Let's see how we act with the 85 area. You know, if it holds it as support, maybe we don't go below this line. Maybe we do hold the 786 or the 886 as support. But at the moment, I'm thinking that we will break out of this range, find a higher low overall. It'll be a good time to buy. I don't know if it's a good time to buy now. This is not financial advice. It's just my opinion. If you guys like the video, leave a thumbs up. Subscribe to see more. And yeah, that's all I got for you on this one. So take care, everybody. Have a good day, and I will see y'all later. Bye-bye.